The Pokemon trading card game was one I had a passing interest growing up since, well, it was Pokemon and I did enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! I did end up playing the physical card game for a bit along with the online version they had a few years ago and I just kind of stopped. I did enjoy the game back then, but never really took mind after I stopped playing it. Eventually, I would go back to play the Game Boy game since I thought it was a pretty nice Game Boy game, along with it being a pretty good simulation of the trading card game. I have emulated since I was a kid. I just never really had a Game Boy growing up, and I did end up getting kind of far into it, and when the game got announced for the Game Boy Online on the Nintendo Switch, I of course started to play it again. And I can say it was a nice experience, and let's just get into the video, my likes and dislikes, starting with the gameplay. And I still do enjoy the gameplay of the card game. And while it might be a tad slow in comparison to the other ones I played, especially in comparison to like modern Pokemon, since you do less damage for the most part, that's something I don't mind just because that's how the nature of card games are over time. I still think you will enjoy it if you've enjoyed modern Pokemon. And overall, the card game is still pretty much whoever can get to the boss monster first and deal the most damage. And for me, I went with the Blastoise Evolve deck since I found that to be pretty fun. I also do like the customization with this game as well. You can pretty much build any deck you want from the first three sets, that being Jungle, Based, and Fossil, with some original cards thrown in here and there. In total, there was about 228 cards, and I think that's a fine amount for a Game Boy card game. And I think that's enough to make your own unique deck in each type. Or you could just, mix and match different types for whatever fits your needs. Like, I've seen a Kangaskhan that basically draws you a card if you have like one color's energy. So again, just do whatever you want. I also enjoyed the sprites in the game as well. And while the overall ones are pretty simple, they at least work for what they want to do. And the card art is pretty great even on the small size of them. Same can be said with the character sprites, simple in the overworld, but looks pretty nice in the middle of battle. Overall, I think if you're looking for a fun way to try out the early Pokemon TCG, this is an excellent way to do it. Even if it's just the first three sets, it's still a decent way to learn the basics of the game. And even with a lot of the good aspects of it, I still think there were some parts I just didn't like. One of which is how you get packs, in which you just get them from being CPUs. The professor in the game does give you packs if you read his messages, but I do kind of wish there were like a shop in the game where you could just buy packs, and of course you would gain the money through like buying CPUs and stuff. Since early on your deck kind of sucks, so even if you do be a CPU, you might get a pack that you're not really going to use and whatnot, and I do think it does suck because I think for the most part, all the packs are randomized, and even if like trainers do have a thing, like I believe you're more likely to get like the mystery pack from like a psychic trainer than you are like a wild trainer. But I do kind of wish you had more control of what you got. Like, for example, I wanted to get a second Blastoise, but was never able to find one even after almost being in the game. And it kind of does suck since early on your deck isn't that strong, and getting a really good deck can take a while. Another aspect I didn't really like as much was being unable to what cards were in the pack themselves within the game. And sure, I can memorize cards in said pack, but I do kind of wish you had like a Pokedex-like item to make things a bit easier, since I imagine if you want to build a Psychic deck, knowing what cards can give you the best result would be a good thing without having to remember all the psychic stuff is in this pack, or you just don't have to go online and look at it yourself. I do think most of the packs have like about 50 cards in them, but I still would have enjoyed just being able to look at exactly, this came from here, this came from here, and whatnot, because again, it just makes things a little bit more easier and just you don't have to remember as much. And overall, I think this is a fine enough game, as I mentioned before. It's very fun, and it's a nice blast to the past to how the Pokemon TCG was like. And this really made me wish they did more like this. But I feel with how they have a live service version of the game already that's free to play, I don't think they're going to do like a Switch game anytime soon. But even with this entry, I can imagine there would have been a lot more nice customization options if they made like a more modern version of it, especially with how live service version acts, like how you can have different sleeves and whatnot. I do kind of wish this was here too, but it's a Game Boy game, so I don't imagine you can't have that much customization with the stuff. And with this one, it also did kind of suck that you can't really skip the animations, since it can get kind of tedious, like seeing the same draw animation numerous times, since you would want to play stuff like Bill and Professor Oak quite a bit in your deck. And it is kind of odd since, like, the other Pokemon games had it, so I don't know why this one shouldn't have it either. And this one does have a more simple story, but I don't really mind that since it's, a card game. I don't think they need to have super deep stories, and I'm mostly in it for the gameplay. I just wish that it lasted, like, a little bit longer, but, it is what it is, I think. But I really want to know what you guys liked about this entry. Let me know in the comments below, and as always, I'll go over my own likes and dislikes before the video ends. Likes, fun gameplay, nice deck customization, and good sprites for the most part. Dislikes, game packs can be annoying, and no way to look at what cards are in what packs. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like, sub, and follow my Twitter, linked down below.